Коллеги, я снова вас приветствую на нашей научно-практической конференции по изучению английского языка London is the capital of Great Britain. Спасибо, что вы с нами. Перед тем, как мы начнем следующий мастер-класс и дадим слово нашему гостю из Греции, позвольте напомнить вам, что пожалуйста, комментируйте, задавайте вопросы нашим спикерам, используйте для этого вкладку «Комментарии», которая справа у вас на вашем экране, а также вы можете улучшить видео вашей картинки, если нажмете на шестеренку в правом нижнем углу вашего экрана и выберете желаемое качество. Ну, а сейчас я с удовольствием представляю нашего следующего спикера Агелики Папа, учитель, тренер, визионер, активист ООН, исследователь, автор и основатель школы английского I Love Dyslexia, Афины, Греция. Hi, Aggeliki. I'm glad to see you here, and I'd like to give you the floor. Please, you're very welcome to start.
Hello, Privet Russia, Privet Moscow, Privet. I'm so grateful and happy to be here with you to share my heart passion, my expertise, and my love for all students, and especially students with dyslexia. Special students that they have special genius minds and special educational needs. So let me start. I'm trying to control the presentation. Just give me 1 second to see how I can do this. Alex, I'm trying to click, but it seems like it is a little bit stuck. Oh, now I cannot hear you. Okay. Oh, the host has disconnected, so we were unable to connect to the whole. So most probably we must do this again. Okay, let's try. It's always technology. Okay. Okay. Oh, all right. Let me see if I can do this now. Okay. Yes, it is working. Amazing. So here we are trying to talk about dyslexia, and from dyslexia, how we're going to build a sustainable educational paradigm for the new earth of peace, prosperity, and love for everyone. So many years ago, I had a very challenging experience in my life. I met my first student, dyslexia. His name was Nicholas. And I was trying to teach him as a teacher English as a language. Nicholas was a Greek student. He was very brilliant and genius. He was actually drawing wonderfully, just like Picasso, and I was admiring him so much. However, he couldn't learn the ABC. It was so difficult for me to understand how his brain worked. And Nicholas faced a lot of challenges in school. He had a lot of bullying. He couldn't understand himself, unfortunately. Although I was teaching him in tutorial lessons, and I was trying to do everything I could at that time. I was only very young as a student, as a teacher at that point. Nicholas, after school, he decided to terminate his life. He actually committed a suicide. And this is how whole life changed. And I devoted myself to create the first method in the world to teach English as a foreign language students with dyslexia, by opening my heart and trying to do the impossible, because so many universities and so many organizations weren't able to do something like this. But in front of the power of a heart that loves the students, that loves humanity, it seems like nothing can stand between. So I was very blessed, and in 2009, after 10 years of focus against all odds, the first school and the first method in the world, I love dyslexia. Of course it was I love dyslexia because it was only love that could create this miracle, was given birth, and it came to humanity, not only to support my students with dyslexia, but support all the students in the world. And hopefully today I will be able to share some secrets and some magic with you so we can support the wonderful students of Russia. So this is it. And if you want to know more about I Love Dyslexia method, you can visit the OECD, the official OECD report, Teaching for the Future 2008, and find out about my school and my method. Very honored to be presented in the official OECD report of education 2018. And I'm going to start with the genius of dyslexia, Albert Einstein, because you know that Leonardo da Vinci, scientists are convinced that even Leonardo da Vinci was dyslexic. Steve Jobs, Bill Gates, Richard Branson, incredible, Thomas Edison, incredible personalities that has transformed the world haven't had dyslexia, because dyslexia is not a problem, it's a solution for humanity. And because they have these challenges of learning, if you focus to understand how their brain works, then you will be able to understand how the whole universe works. Because this brain is connected with the universe. It's a very holistic, transformative, outside of the box thinking, connected with the power of the cosmos. And as Albert Einstein said, we cannot solve our problems with the same thinking we used when we created them. So my students with dyslexia, after solving the EFL trouble, helped me to understand how I would be able to create a paradigm, a new paradigm for a sustainable earth, for prosperity for all. A paradigm which is totally scientifically based on the consciousness of the mind, the heart magnetic field, the intelligence of the heart, and the coherence of consciousness with the heart intelligence, and the quantum mechanics, understanding how cosmos works. So how my body, through the energetic coherence of my consciousness and my heart, is connected to the cosmos. And this paradigm, together with my method for EFL and dyslexia, has already been given to the public education of Argentina, provided non-for-profit to support 500,000 students there. And my passion and mission on earth is to spread these methodologies globally and support the new earth based on a new paradigm of education for peace and prosperity for all. And this is an experiment for you to understand that what dyslexia has taught me, that there is no common sense, actually. There is no common sense. You're going to watch a spinning dancer, a ballet dancer who is spinning around yourself. So after you were going to watch the dancer, I want you to chat, please, if you see the dancer going clockwise on the right or anti-clockwise on the left, or if you see the dancer going both sides. In this case, please chat after when you watch the video to tell me what is exactly that you're seeing, just to prove that you are not going to see the same things. You're going to see different things, although you're going to watch only one dancer. So I'm not sure how to click on this dancer to spin on it. Hopefully you are able, the technicians are able to spin her around and to play the video. I'm going to move a little bit forward to show you my big mentor. This is Ann Woolf, one of the greatest scientists in the world, neurocognitive neuroscientist. She's actually studying in Tufts University, USA, the reading brain, and she was the first to taught me that the human brain was never born to read. And that means if the human brain was never born to read, we're not allowed to say that dyslexia is a problem, because a problem is only when there is an area in the brain for reading and writing, and it doesn't work. In case that there is no area for anyone, we cannot say, we cannot suggest that dyslexia is a problem. Dyslexia is just a different brain, and we should allow humanity to express themselves through neurodiversity. It's a different brain with a lot of gifts to bring to humanity, but there are some challenges in reading and writing that we can tackle if we understand how brain works. So how does brain work? This is a picture for us to understand that the two hemispheres of the brain are actually communicating, but dominantly on the right side of the brain, we see creativity, we found art, we find the big picture, we find the the pictures, the ability of the brain to understand the 3D world and the imagination and the out of the mind thinking, out of the box thinking. On the left side of the brain, primarily, but not just there, just primarily, you can understand how logic works. These are there you can see some the language areas of the brain, the mathematics, the linear manner of reading, not just the holistic manner of reading that you find in the right hemisphere. So when you understand how brain works, you try to transform the way of your teaching into ways that they connect and in a harmonious way, both the left and the right hemisphere. In this way, you can teach not only students with dyslexia, but you can only teach all the students, not just students with dyslexia. And in my next slide, you see that unfortunately in schools, in the education system, most of the times we present knowledge in a way that it is not connected. Just we give new facts, but we don't connect these facts with the previous facts and with real life situations. On the contrary, you see on the right side that through experience and learning, not only we provide knowledge, but we connect the knowledge so it makes sense for all the students. It makes sense to the brain, because if you look at the picture of how the brain and the universe looks, everything is connected. So we are obliged to give the new knowledge in an experiential way. So everything is connected. This is the only way for the brain to understand in a natural way the knowledge. This is the only way for the brain to resemble the natural way of how the universe actually works. And this is me with my students in I Love Dyslexia, teaching them how brain works. So this is self-knowledge, self-awareness is how we should begin. Not by teaching reading and writing, not by teaching grammar, but self-awareness. Who am I? How does my brain work? How is it connected with the universe? Then you spark curiosity, you spark imagination, and then little by little, the limbic brain relaxes, and the students start to learn, are getting ready to learn skills, language skills. Some very important tips for the classroom with dyslexia is to create a free atmosphere promoting neurodiversity, is to provide step-by-step, clear, simple instructions, is to give visuals for abstract concepts. So please don't use difficult words. Give visuals, something very concrete, simple, like a story, to explain something which is vague, something which is not understandable, not tangible by a brain. To give assistive technology, Immersive Reader by Microsoft is a tool that saves a lot of lives from students with dyslexia. It is free. You can find it in the OneNote, and it can read text aloud in Russian language, in English language, in Greek language, in every language. Involve, please, physical movement and real-life projects. Don't make students with dyslexia read out loud. Facilitate note-taking and differentiate homework and tests. Grade content, not the spelling mistakes. Give students a higher purpose to learn. Don't teach them English just to get a degree. Teach them English to have a global voice and a global heart to change the world. And believe in them. Celebrate every little step of their success. And if I show you this word, it's most probably, and I ask you to read this word, most probably you're going to tell me, oh, this word is written goti in English. Well, no. A student with dyslexia could read it actually as fish. G8 as in tough, so it's F. O as in I is in IN, meaning we. E. T-I as in IN, station. Sh. So it's not to, it's sh. So students with dyslexia cannot automatize the way to pronounce the letters. So we need to teach them differently. And this is a good example, B and D. This is a letter that they are very much, that they confused so very much all the time. So let them put their hands on their chest. Take a deep breath. Just like this, make them feel the heart. Heart is through this hand. This is the left hand. So the left hand is connected with the heart. So with the left hand, which is the hand of the heart, we start teaching actually the letter B. So A, B, starting with the hand of the heart, C, D. B for boy, D for dog. So you place in the B grapheme a letter that starts with the sound of the letter B. Boy starts with B, but it is exactly in the grapheme. So if the students close their eyes, they cannot remember B, but they can remember the boy with other, or they can remember the dog. They can remember how the dog's ear is standing up. So by remembering the pictures within the graphemes, they then can remember the letters, okay? And this goes also with ch. Let me give you another example. Q for cat, H for horse. When you want to teach two to go together to teach one sound, here the sound is ch, for example, okay? You're actually going to say a story. For example, the horse goes right next to the cat and it's sneezing. The horse goes ch. You know why? Because the horse is allergic to the cat. This is happening in real life. Sometimes we're allergic to cats or dogs. So by giving them real life examples and by connecting them images with graphemes that start with the sound of the letter, you're supporting their learning and understanding of graphemes and phonemes. And as you can, let me go back a little bit. And also you can see that they create the OW. Then they can create stories, how the sound of the letters are combined together and they go for a walk in the woods. And you give them the whole spectrum of imagination to be able to understand and remember the stories behind the letters. And this is how I teach difficult words. I will give you an example. Rulen. The grandmother is using her glasses and her needle sticks in order to be able to create a woolen scarf, for saying. So the students can remember with the two eyes, the googles, the eyeglasses that the grandmother is wearing, and also the needles that she's using for the woolen, let's say, pullover or scarf, to understand and remember how to spell challenges, okay? And this is the mind maps that I am using and I have created in order to teach grammar. Grammar is a very challenging skill for students with dyslexia because we're teaching time. Well, my students are very confused about time. You know why? There is no time in the universe. The only time in the universe is now. The linear time, present, past, and future, is only a fiction of our brain. It is not the reality of the universe. In the universe, the cosmic reality, there is no time. So my students with dyslexia resemble a cosmic mind, and they have a challenge to understand different times simply because time, as Carlo Rovelli has actually, the quantum physicist has actually revealed, there is no time in the universe. So how do you teach something that is very difficult for a challenging different brain? You use a mind map and you transform the abstract concepts of time into something concrete. For example, Superman. Superman is a very powerful symbol to support my students learning present simple. What is something that all my students forget? They forget, for example, S in the he, she, it. Here you go, in the he, she, it. So in order for them to remember the he, she, it and put an S, I give them a very strong visual, the Superman's visual. And also, what is the superpower of the Superman? What is the habit? To save lives. The habit of the Superman to save lives is for them to remember that in order for them to, it is a very good tip for them to remember when we use present simple to express a habit. So it's the habit of the Superman. And then I have created, but moved on quickly. Okay, and then I created the 3D Lexia mind maps. You can download for free the samples from the Google Play Store to see how it works. I digitalized. I used the power of technology to digitalize my 3D mind maps. Just a little science behind the 3D mind maps is that the mind maps actually are a very powerful tool that they connect whole brain. Very useful, not only for students with dyslexia, but for all students. So I digitalize, and when I click on them, everything expands like the universe. So the students can interactively play with the 3D mind maps and discover sounds and different pictures to help them remember the theory behind the simple past, and also connect the theory into one element, give them the big picture, okay? And this is how I use something very simple like a puzzle to help my students learn, for example, how to shape present simple. Here you see also my student holding the Superman, and he's holding his superpower in order for him to be able to remember. You see how it works for him to remember present simple. So here I have 2 papers because I want them to remember that the affirmative, in order for them to be affirmative, they need to have 2 papers. One is about I, you, he, she, it, we, you, they, and the other one is the verb with an S. So they have to touch 2 papers to remember that it's 2 that makes the affirmative. And then they have to hold a 3rd paper in their hands to help them understand oh, look, if you hold the 3rd, then you can create the question. Do I play? Let me hold this right for you. Okay, I think now you can see it. I'm trying to find my camera here. All right. Okay. Yes, I think here you can see it better. Okay. So, do I play? Do you play? By holding 3 pieces of the puzzle, they do remember, because they're holding something tangible, that this is the only way actually for them to remember that there are 3 parts to create the question. And when the question comes, look what is happening. I am closing. Let me find my camera again. Okay, I am closing the door and I disappear, yes. Okay, when I present the 3rd part, the 3rd piece of paper to create the question, the door closes. So no Superman anymore for the question. So this is by playing interactively. This is how they learn, by real life experiences. Okay, let me take my mobile and move on. Hopefully this is, and then you forget about teaching grammar and you teach vocabulary through experiential learning. You give them real life activities. You give them real life situations so they can create, and then they can talk about the new vocabulary that they learn. And the real life experiences that you teach them, it's good for them to be connected with a curriculum that supports their self-awareness. Who am I? I am the universe. Why I am here? I'm given to serve humanity. I'm here to understand the power of love. Give them hints like this to inspire them, to open their heart. This is so important for the brain. The limbic brain works by relaxing the atmosphere, by giving them higher purpose. And this is also how they actually work outdoors. Take them outdoors and let them discover through nature. In this situation, I had created QR codes, and I was using technology combined with nature. They were scanning, my students, they were scanning the QR codes to discover the wisdom of the tree. So how wonderful it is to connect the wisdom of nature with something so modern. And then we were scanning the QR codes to discover the magic power of a tree. That was how they were learning new vocabulary. And when I went back to the classroom, I gave them the tree paragraph. I told them, let's now learn how to create a paragraph with the wisdom of the trees. The tree, T, topic sentence of the paragraph. Then the R from the tree is for the reasons. Give me the reasons that they support the topic sentence. Then the E of the tree is give him some examples of these reasons. And then the last E of the word tree is the end. give me the end of the paragraph. So by a natural way, just like how naturally a tree grows, I grow into their mind and heart the theory of how to develop a paragraph, and then an essay, and so on and so forth. And here I am, from going outdoors to teach them, getting inwards. The wisdom is always inside of our heart and our mind, as the ancient Greeks used to say. All their solutions to the questions are inside of the heart, are inside of us. So my students close their eyes, and we do breathing techniques to connect with their heart-mind coherence. We do a lot of meditation to actually connect the field of the heart and mind to open their wisdom to solve every challenges that they experience in life. And
Angeliki, thank you very much
yes,
for such a terrific and brilliant masterclass. Unfortunately, we are out of the time, and I have to interrupt you because we've got one question from our viewers to you. The question is, if you have any books or manuals to use your technique or method?
I have a lot of tools, and I give them non-for-profit to the government. So I would be very willing to support all students of Russia, giving all my tools. This is my purpose in life, sharing everything I know with all the world, and in the power of love, teach humanity that sharing is about understanding. We are all one, we're all love. So please take my tools and help the whole Russia.
Angeliki, thank you very much. Again, I hope we will see you soon, maybe someday in Russia, offline, not online. And thank you very much. Again, when we should move further, unfortunately. Thank you.
Yelubluti via Moscow. Remember that the power is always in the heart. I love you very much. Thank you, Russia. Thank you, Moscow. Bye-bye. Love is all.
Thank you. К сожалению, мы должны двигаться дальше. На мой взгляд, мастер-класс был просто потрясающим. Мы надеемся, что в будущем, когда мы сможем проводить живые мероприятия, офлайн мероприятия, мы сможем пригласить Анgeliki к нам выступить со своим более расширенным мастер-классом уже вживую. Ну а мы сейчас уйдем на небольшую техническую паузу, чтобы подключить следующего спикера, которым станет Елена Пересада, и она проведет мастер-класс на тему игры и геймификация. В чем разница? Подключайтесь, через несколько минут оставайтесь с нами. Спасибо.